Last week's video was the best 5 cars in iRacing. Sadly, the Solstice did not make the cut. This week's video is the worst 5 cars in iRacing. Just like last week, it'll be a combination of how they drive, how they sound, how they race, sort of races you can get with them, and just my general experiences of driving them. You'll have to stay tuned to see if the Solstice makes the cut for the worst 5. Again, there's no rankings for these worst 5 because on any given day, any one of these would definitely earn #1 spot for me. All of them have infuriated me at some point or other. And annoyingly, I had to win in all of them in order to tick off the quest for winning in every car. So, without further ado, let's get into the absolute bottom of the barrel here at iRacing with the first car on our list. So first on the list today is something which I'm not sure is a car or a household appliance. It's the Porsche Mission R, the all-electric something that is in iRacing. Very, very little in the way of redeeming features about it. About the only good thing is the qualifying setup, if you like, where you get a huge amount of power. And in the race, you have to manage your electricity over the full course of the race, so it's a lot slower. And that noise of the electric motor is just horrible to have. The car handles horribly, again as a result of the battery and what have you. It looks disgusting, sounds disgusting, can't get a race very often in it. Yeah, I was unsure whether to put it on the list because I was unsure whether it even counts as a car. So put it on the list just purely because iRacing deems it to be a car. But yeah, the less said about this thing, the better. Doesn't drive nice at all, so pretty comfortable to put this one on the list. And the days when you have to drive it, definitely makes the case to be the worst car in iRacing. On to the second unfortunate member of this list. Up next, it's the previous generation's V8 supercar. These were actually a brilliant car on release and for a period of about 2 weeks before geniuses on the forum decided to tell iRacing what needed to be done to the car, despite the fact that all of the real-life V8 supercar drivers were saying, "This is excellent, this is about as close to the real thing as we're ever going to get," and it's exactly how they behave. The geniuses on the forum won out, and then we got left with this absolute debacle of a car. A lot of it is skill issue on my end. I never ever got comfortable with it, but even those die-hard Aussie, Kiwi and American fans who would drive this every single day and raced it competitively would say that it was a piece of shit. So wasn't much to say. I mean, the cool thing was that you got to drive a V8 supercar, but it drove apparently nothing like the real thing. Real life drivers weren't happy with what we were left with. It doesn't brake, it doesn't turn, it doesn't do much of anything very nicely, and I never ever got on with it in any way, shape or form. The Gen 3 supercar on the other hand is a lot more fun to drive, a lot more intuitive. It was pleasing that this is legacy content now and that you can no longer race it in officials. I did have to win in both the Commodore here and the Mustang as part of the quest, and that was incredibly difficult for me to manage, but I did get there. Yeah, just a case of where the geniuses on the forum won out over common sense and real life driver feedback, and definitely for the worse in this instance. Moving on to the third car in this list. Coming up in the third car I'm mentioning is the UMP Modified. It's the one dirt car on the list. Most of the dirt cars are somewhat intuitive, or they make sense from the point of view of they drive somewhat how you think they should drive. This thing is just horrible. I have zero idea. It was one of the last 5 cars I ticked off trying to win in every car because I could not make this thing make sense. Yeah, if you feel like you can't get enough rotation, most cars you'll tap the brake and you'll get some good rotation, even on dirt. In this thing it makes you understeer more. If you're struggling with rotation, the only thing to do is to use even more gas, and even then it may not rotate it. So it's just a horrible shitbox that I have no idea how to drive. I can see why iRacing made it into a free car, because why would you pay to drive this thing? It also looks horrible, even with this great paint job from friend Terry on there. Yeah, doesn't look good, doesn't drive good, and being that you're on dirt oval, the races can be somewhat of a mixed bag. Although, funnily enough, this can be one of the cleaner dirt series, but it's still dirt oval, so you're still going to run into shoes and geniuses who think they are the only car on track. So, yeah, I don't have much positive to say about this car at all. And there's also a common theme through all of these videos in the fact that the tracks I'm driving them all on are all tracks that I really dislike as well. So yeah, Knoxville, not a fan. Same with Alton, Brands Hatch and Talladega. Moving on to the fourth car in the list. Next up might surprise some people. It's the Mercedes W13 Formula 1 car. It was part of a 2-car deal that iRacing had with the Mercedes Formula 1 team. The first being the W12, which was unbelievable and revolutionary for iRacing to get something that current. That was the 2021 car which Lewis Hamilton just lost the world title in. It was a very, very competitive car, and it drove beautifully, and it was replaced by this car, which was their 2022 contender, which only managed 1 win during that real life season. Drove like a dog in real life, and it drives poorly here as well. I mean, it's still incredibly fast around a racetrack, but plagued by understeer, and most of the F1 regulars just don't like the car, and it saw participation in the car fall off dramatically. So I think if iRacing switched it back to the W12, I think you may have the participation start to pick up again. At the moment it's very difficult to get a race in the fixed series, the normal official fixed series, and it is very, very, very difficult to get a race in the open set series, I think last season there might have been about 3 races all season. So the longer Grand Prix length fixed and open set races have a small and dedicated following. In terms of being able to get a normal official race, yeah, very, very difficult. It's more a case of what this could be, in terms of we know with the W12 that was a great car to drive. This one, not so much. It's a very high barrier to entry in terms of the skill level required to get this around the track competently, which you might think, yeah, that applies to all Formula 1, but the W12 was a lot nicer. So this one's sort of made the list due to what could have been. So moving on to the next one. Lucky last on the list, Stock Car Brazil. So far we are coming to the end of week 5 of the season, and there have been 2 official races, both with the bare minimum of 6 cars each. Really, really disappointing. This is the Brazilian equivalent of the Australian V8 supercar. What the Australian V8 supercar has is a very loyal local following, so there's endless amounts of leagues in Australia and New Zealand and in other countries as well, and there is a coordinated strength of field race a few times a week, both American and Aussie time slots, so races are going official with good competition, and those official schedules align with the big leagues. I'm not aware of any leagues for this car, and the Brazilian iRacing population seems intent on torturing the population of Mazdas and GT4s, GT3s, and avoiding their hometown product. So very, very difficult to get a race to go official in this car. And if you did get one, it would be very, very painful to drive, because the visibility in these things, it's like driving by looking out of a letterbox slot, with all of the paint on the windows, just the seating position. The car also drives horrible, handles just terrible. I really don't like how it drives. I couldn't get gears to go in downshifts when I was out there doing laps in it. Yeah, just overall a terrible experience that you don't even get to experience because races won't go official. They've even tried putting, the last few seasons, it has been completely on free tracks, and still only 2 races so far this season. So yeah, that is the last car on the list. I'm sure my list differs from a lot of you, and I'm sure there's some of you that are real big fans of some of the cars I have put on this list, and I apologise for that. But let me know what your 5 worst cars, or even just your 1 worst car that you really dislike the most. So thank you for watching. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next one.